Hello, everyone. This is Sal Sylvester from Coachmetrix. Welcome to our November Masterclass. Today, we're going to be focused on a business development topic. Look back, move forward, strategic planning for your coaching process, your coaching practice. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to take a little bit of time to look back on 2021. What were the strengths and weaknesses that you noticed in your practice? What are some opportunities and threats that might be leading to some trends in coaching that are important for you to be aware of and think about for your 2022 plan? Then we're going to spend a little bit of time moving forward, meaning I'm going to give you a question to think about as a brainstorm for the future of your practice. What is it that you really want to accomplish in 2022? And then that leads us to our third item, which is, of all those brainstorming items, what are some key projects that you really need to move forward that will have the biggest impact on your business? And then I've got a Coachmetrix challenge for you at the end of the session. So this is a quick recording. We are not including any of the audience participation, just giving you sort of the quick recording of this topic. I think this is an opportunity to step back, serve as a forcing function for you to think about how 2021 went in your business and what you're looking forward to in 2022. Before I get into all of that, quick note that in December 17th, we have our last Best Practices Masterclass of the year. It will be a business development topic. So we'll be focused on how to build that pipeline, your client pipeline for 2022. We'll map out the journey of that, your customer experience and the customer sale. And we're going to spend some time really thinking through that process. So you're set up in your practice for 2022. So I hope you join us for that masterclass. And as if you've joined any of our previous masterclasses, you all know that we created Coachmetrix because we saw some gaps in our own coaching and consulting work that we were doing. And one of the gaps that we noticed was around the action plan. And when people have an action plan that's paper-based, we noticed that they weren't as robust and disciplined enough to really drive behavioral change. And in fact, in many cases, people in our leadership development cohorts weren't even creating action plans when they were paper-based. And then we also started to notice this trend in like 2014, 2015, that people were showing up to workshops without a pen. And we saw that as a sign that there's a need to digitize some of the supporting functions around coaching. And then, of course, where we really try to set ourselves apart at Coachmetrix is through measurement. Most coaches coach. They're good at helping people make change, but it's often difficult to prove that people are changing. And that's where Coachmetrix comes into play, by measuring behavioral change in the coaches and actually proving the impact of our coaching. And so what we always want you to know is that Coachmetrix was made by coaches and it's made for coaches. We love your input. We love your feedback. We can't promise that we're going to build everything that you ask for, but we want you to help us design and evolve this product for the future. All right, let's get into our main topic today. And the main topic is really around your business, looking back on your business and looking forward to 22 in your business. And so the first tool that I want to introduce today, it's a tool that I'm sure you are very familiar with, but I love this. We do a lot of work with corporations using this tool just as a way to assess our current state of the business. And so we think in terms of SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. On the strengths side and the weaknesses side, these are internal to your business. People often get these four quadrants mixed up. So strengths and weaknesses are internal to your business. Where is your practice currently strong? Where are some weaknesses that might be getting in the way of you being able to scale or enhance your business? The opportunities and threats component of the model is really about the external environment. What's happening in the coaching industry or what's happening in our future of work environment that creates some opportunities for us to be thinking about in 2022. And then on the threat side, what's happening either in the industry or in business in the future of work that might impede our business or threaten our business at some point in the future. So really your first exercise here is to think about the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats in your business. So as you're listening to this recording, take some time individually to reflect on what is going well in your business. What's working? Where are you unique? Where is your firm unique? What's driving your energy right now that can help build momentum in 2022? On the flip side of that same question, where are there some internal weaknesses in your practice? Maybe it's a capability that you or your team members need to develop. Maybe there's an assessment that you need to get certified in to fill in your gap, to fill in a gap. Maybe there is some content that you need to create. Maybe you're noticing some trends where you might want some micro learning content to really build out some of your coaching practice. Where are you weaker in your practice? Take a few minutes right now, pause this recording, and reflect on your internal strengths of your practice and your internal weaknesses in your practice. All right, welcome back. And now the opportunity is to think about the external environment. So what are some external opportunities that are happening in our world, whether it's in the coaching industry, in business in general, or any other aspect of work? And then what are the threats? What are the things that are getting in the way or potentially have some impact and risk on your business? Take a few minutes, pause this recording right now, and document some external opportunities and external threats that you see that could impact your business. Pause that recording now. All right, welcome back. So I'm curious, as you look at the external opportunities and threats, what are some of the trends that you're noticing? And by the way, in our last masterclass from October of 2021, we laid out 12 trends that we're noticing around the future of work that could provide a ton of opportunity for you to either utilize or build out in your coaching practice. So these trends don't just have to be related to the coaching industry, they could be broader level trends. But as you look at the external opportunities and the external threats, what trends are you noticing? And are they actually threats or are they opportunities? So for example, we're noticing some technologies that are popping up that have been in the market for a while. Coach Hub in Europe, Better Up here in the United States, their missions are to democratize coaching. And so what they do is they've got a great story, right? They have an app and they have coaches that they don't actually pay that much. And most of the coaches that I think they're hiring are probably newer coaches to the industry. And they've got this compelling story. They're going into organizations and they're offering coaching to the masses, if you will. Is that an opportunity or is that a threat for you? If you offer high touch coaching to senior and executive leaders, it's probably not much of a threat and you can probably differentiate yourself well. But if you're offering coaching to supervisor, manager level employees, this is something that you absolutely have to pay attention to. Now, the good news is that you're a Coachmetrix subscriber, so you can make the same compelling case. You've got an app, you've got your own unique content, you can add your clients' content into Coachmetrix, and you can provide high-touch coaching to democratize coaching in your own way. So opportunity or threat, that's your call. The other trend that we're starting to see more and more of is team coaching. Now, team development has been around for a long time, so maybe this is just a nuance here, but there's certainly an opportunity to capitalize on this trend. And if you don't have a team coaching offering, you might consider building one, or there could be a threat to the work that you're doing in the coaching space. I think people are expecting more and more from coaches. This could be a great opportunity again, or a threat. I think people are expecting us to understand culture and a broader talent strategy. I think people are expecting us to really think about what's happening in the change of our work environment, how the return to work and future of leadership is impacting people in the workplace. People are starting to, I think, get more interested in hiring credentialed, qualified coaches. So how are you differentiating yourself from other coaches in the marketplace? And then I think more and more coaches are expected to show outcomes and return on investment from their work. Good news, again, is if you use Coachmetrix, you're well positioned for that. Is it a threat or an opportunity? Depends on your perspective. And I just mentioned this, measuring results is becoming more and more important in the world. So this first step is really about assessing your current state. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses internally? And what are the opportunities and the threats that are happening in the marketplace? All right, step two is now to think about the future. And there's a great question from Dan Sullivan, if you follow any of his work, and I really wanted to bring this question into the masterclass today. And the question is this: if you and I were meeting 1 year from today, and we were to look back over that year to today, what has to have happened during that time period, both professionally and personally, for you to feel good about your progress? Okay, so in other words, as you think back, if it's the end of 2022, what would have to have happened at the end of 2022 for you to feel really good about the progress you made, both in your coaching practice as well as for you personally? So pause this recording again. And this time I want you to take 10 minutes. I think there's an opportunity to just get everything down on paper and spend some time brainstorming about what has to have happened over that time period for you to feel good, for you to feel happy about your progress. All right, so now you've got this brainstormed list of ideas, initiatives, things to move forward in 2022. Now it's time to narrow that down. So in this section, we're going to think about what are the most important projects or initiatives for you to move forward that will have the biggest impact on your business. So as you look at that list of all of those initiatives, ideas, brainstorming that you just did for 2022, what are the top 3 projects or initiatives that would make the biggest impact on your business? Take a moment, look at that list. Now it's time to prioritize. We can't say yes to everything. We can't be everything to everyone. And as you think about the top 3 projects or initiatives, which 3 would make the biggest impact on your business? Take a moment to reflect on that and circle or identify those top 3 projects or initiatives. Now let's start to build some momentum. Choose one of those 3 initiatives. And for that initiative, reflect on the following. What would become possible if you made this initiative or project a reality? How would it change your business? How would it change you? How would it change the time that you have with family, with your colleagues, with your clients? Number 2, what's the impact if you do not move that initiative forward? What could you lose personally, professionally? What wouldn't change because you haven't changed that situation? And then number 3, what criteria needs to be in place to successfully move that project forward? So thinking with the end in mind, what criteria need to be in place so that you can ensure that project's a success. So this is a prioritization process, right? You've got all these great ideas. I found that coaches tend to be creative. They tend to think differently. They tend to be really innovative. And then sometimes they stumble on not being focused enough. And so as small business owners, we have to make sure that we're not just always chasing that bright, shiny object. I know this happens to me from time to time. And get really focused. What is it that we want in 2022? And then what are those top 3 projects that we're going to move forward? And for each of those initiatives, reflect on what could become possible. What's the impact if you don't make movement on it? And then what success criteria do you need to successfully move that project forward? All right, so it's a very simple process, but it will start to get you thinking about your plan for 2022. What's the current state, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? And then of those trends and those things that you're noticing, what could become possible in 2022? What are all the things that you really want to work on? And then break it down into chunkable, sized projects and really focus on moving those top 3 initiatives forward. I have a specific Coachmetrix challenge for you as you think about your plan for 2022. Some things for you to think about with Coachmetrix. Number 1, what resources, templates, and assignments can you create in 2022 that would make your business more repeatable? The things that you do over and over again, like the way that you start a coaching engagement. Can you create a collection of resources to make that process repeatable? Are you using your discussions feature and the templates feature to make those repeatable messages that you're sending to clients easier to use, more efficient for you, more efficient for your client? Have you taken advantage of the assignments feature yet to start making assignments repeatable across your projects? So part of this is efficiency, really embracing having a digital platform, not to change the coaching conversation, but to enrich the conversation and the experience that your client has with you over the course of their coaching journey. So that's number 1. Challenge number 2, how can you leverage measurement more to set your business apart from the competition? Most coaches are good at helping people make change. Most coaches can't prove that their coaching is actually working. And if we think about coaching with a business mindset, we should measure our coaching with the same level of discipline that we measure everything else in the business. So challenge number 2, how do you leverage measurement to set your business apart in 2022? And then last challenge here is, what's one new feature in Coachmetrix that you haven't tried that would help enrich that coachee's experience? Challenge you to move out of that comfort zone. I know we all get really comfortable with how we do things, or maybe processes or tools or technologies that we use. What's something new in Coachmetrix that you can try in 2022 that would make your practice even better? So thank you so much for joining me for this session today. I hope that you got a little bit of value out of a simple process that you can use to start thinking about 2022 and making some progress in your coaching practice in the new year. Thanks, everyone. Have a great holiday season. Hopefully see you for the December session.